take the face-off again. He was going to face off against Corey Stillman, but they kicked Stillman out. Fans roaring as McSorley taking a face-off here, and right off the bat, Sandy McCarthy and McSorley. Couple of heavyweights here. McSorley throwing some rights. McCarthy trying to counter with lefts. McSorley got a left in. Well, you won't find him any bigger than these two. Sandy McCarthy, 6'3", 224.
And Bob, you won't find him any more game than this. A lot of times the big men will just hold on. Not McCarthy and McSorley. They don't want to hold on. They want to reach back and throw punches.
Marty McSorley, Sandy McCarthy. McSorley throwing a lot of punches, but hitting the helmet of McCarthy. Now he gets McCarthy's helmet off and throwing some right hands. You think the fans don't love this? They're just on their feet roaring.
I know two guys are going to have sore hands tomorrow. Both McSorley and McCarthy. As I mentioned, they want to throw punches. They don't want to hold on. There's not going to be much to hold on to if they keep going like this. McCarthy looking for the linesman. He wants a break.
Marty McSorley gets the better of that one. Listen to the crowd. So Marty McSorley definitely got the best of that. And the fans roaring as McSorley heads to the penalty box.
Part of the style for Marty McSorley is to wear down the other guy. You see that quite a bit. Marty will take a couple early, go back and forth, and he took a couple. McCarthy was throwing them, but both players end up getting punches in. See McCarthy with two black eyes, I think, both together.
So Marty McSorley have to get dressed again over in the penalty box.
Bob, that's a tough job. You can't say it. It's so tough for these guys. They know every night that their job is to look for the other team's biggest man, the toughest guy in the other team, and make sure there's no intimidation at all.
McSorley throws Flurry to the ice. Sandy McCarthy standing there, ties up McSorley. Flurry got a little bit too close to McSorley's liking. McSorley really bounced him off like a pinball machine. And McSorley throws a right at Sandy McCarthy. The linesmen are between them. The period is over. McCarthy had a hold of Marty McSorley's hair, and there's a lot to get a hold of. Well, I take exception to that. And we'll see if there's penalties here at the end of the period. The Braves will have a power play of 3 minutes and 51 seconds left to start the second period, unless Magoo passed one off the skate, and now it's center ice at 5. And it's McSorley and McCarthy. And you knew this would come. McCarthy landing some rights on Marty McSorley. Now Marty getting a few licks in as well. McSorley's helmet's still on. McCarthy's isn't.
This is definitely two guys that have to go and change the momentum of the game for each other's team. And when one thing's out of hand, the scoreboard, then all heck breaks loose sometimes. And it's, I think, a treat for the players to know that they don't have to get involved with one of these two guys.
This is one of those situations where both guys had their hands full.
Yeah, to say the least. The guy's skating out of the way behind him.
McSorley landing some rights now. Oh, and he got a good one in there as McCarthy ducked under the first two, but Marty landed the third.
Marty is very, very strong, folks. He's one of the strongest people I've run into in a while, and Sandy McCarthy can match that. Sandy McCarthy has arms just like McSorley. They're fun to watch, and they're two characters.
That was a body blow there by McSorley. Boy, this is toe-to-toe. They got to be running out of gas here pretty soon. The linesmen sense that with these type of fighters, and they're just going to make sure that they're totally out of it before. Well, look at McCarthy. He is just Marty's still throwing him. Oh, he landed it right there, but McCarthy got a left in, and now McCarthy finally down. What a battle between two guys who are absolutely horses. Those are warriors. McCarthy laying down there, that's an expression for all time. It was like, thank God that's over.
Got his tongue out.
Off come the gloves. And now they start throwing him. McCarthy with McSorley pinned temporarily, landing a couple of rights. Marty trying to get his right arm free. Trying to get McCarthy's helmet off is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, last time these two guys had a little dance. It went on for about 2 minutes, and McSorley, I think, was the victor. But it was a war of attrition, and it looks like this is going to be two strong guys. And they're really letting them go right now.
Oh, Marty McSorley landing rights on McCarthy, who's coming back with a couple of his own. What a battle between two heavyweights. Look at them go. McSorley wants more. McCarthy ducking under, then he came with an undercut. Now the elbow pad off McCarthy, and he's still throwing him, and so is Marty. Elbow pad off McCarthy, and he's still throwing him, and so is Marty.
What a battle. Two tough guys.
Oh, you saw McSorley yelling no, no to the linesman when they started to come between them. He wanted to keep on going. He wanted more.
That's Marty's game plan. It's a war of attrition. Tire him out, and then when he flops, that's when you jump on him.
And McCarthy has his finger in the air.
Not a very bright thing to do.
Well, he always does that, though. That's trademark for Sandy McCarthy. Trying to get the crowd juiced, but that was a draw. That was a great battle between two heavyweights.
Certainly was. Got the crowd back into the game. McSorley yapping right now. Very upset about this. Wants an extra minor called on the play, and certainly from the beginning. McSorley dumps the puck, puts the shoulder in there, gets a big-time elbow right to the face. The gloves are already off, and they're going. So Marty has a big argument here, as that elbow was the thing that led it here. But when two tough guys... Regardless of what your record or score is, and that's why McSorley took McCarthy down and put him into the ice.
Well, McCarthy ought to get a penalty here, too. Let's see what happens. Right there.
Yeah, that's where the elbow came up. He tried to disguise the elbow. Then it comes up again. That's the third big elbow we've seen, and Marty said, down to the ice. Now I need to teach you a lesson.
Marty 4 or 5 times. I don't know.
McSorley.
Yeah, we had some really good fights, man. Like
really
good. Like Marty, God bless his soul, he doesn't have the power to break a piece of glass, but man, he can fight forever. I remember there's at least 2 of the 4 fights we fought where I was just so exhausted by the end of them, right? But I'm just thankful that he didn't have big meat hooks and he couldn't hit as hard as some guys did. So he could take a couple of those ones late in the fight, and they're not gonna put you out, right? Fuck, he was a tough guy, man. Tough to fight him.
So McSorley had the best endurance out of all the big boys, you think?
McSorley was always real tough. Darren Langdon had probably the best endurance I've seen in a fighter.
Speak to Donald Brashear. What would you say to him?
It would be different than if, like, Sandy McCarthy and I had a number of fights. Proby and I had a number of fights. And I saw those guys, spent time with them, and I really enjoyed those guys. And those guys, we understood each other. We performed on the ice. We stood up to how the guys like Clark Dillies and Dave Semenko before us did their job. And guys like Gino Wajcik did his job. With class, a tough job, a very tough job with class. Not so sure about the other one.